Hi all. I thought I'd do a quick video with a little bit of explanation of how to complete this project. I had a few questions about exactly what I intended you to do, and it's fairly straightforward. I just want to run through how to add markdown cells to this Jupyter notebook, um, and what to write in them. So the core of this exercise, really the entirety of this exercise, is in section 5, which is helpfully called the exercise, and it's basically to complete any of questions that appear in these bullet points. Um, So the first bullet point is just run it, so you don't have to do anything there other than make sure it runs. Um, and the second one, the uh the idea here is to have in front of as many routines as you can, um, parti mainly the ones that contain any physics, uh, to add markdown boxes in front of them, giving some brief explanation of what it does. Right. Okay. So, for example, um, let's pick a quick one. Um, this routine evolve classical, right? To add a to add any cell, uh, you just click on insert, and I can click on insert cell above. That gives me a blank cell above. And then if you go to cell and cell type, you can make it a markdown cell. This just means a cell that you can just write text into. You can use LaTeX commands if you want or need to. Uh, and so here to describe the routine, you would say something like the following routine, let's say numerically evolves uh, Newton's laws of motion for the um, electron in the box given the initial conditions specified, which are what the electron position and velocity. Okay, so as simple as that. If I hit shift and return, it executes that and it just appears as text above it. And most of these questions involve doing things like that. For example, so this next bullet point here is just describing this first plot here. There isn't a question there. Second, this next one here, you're asked to add a box describing um, what probability density actually means. So it's referring to this animation here. Let's run it again. Um, so it is a box above this that explains what this means. What am I looking at here? And how am I to interpret it physically? Right, this corresponds to something physical in my lab. What? Um, so again, I would insert cell above, cell type, markdown, and then, you know, this is a plot of the probability density for the electron box. And we've got, oops, didn't need to do that. Double click on it to edit it again. Um, so it means different in the two different cases. So classically, the probability distribution shows dot dot dot, and so that's on the left. quantum mechanically, which is not right. The probability distribution shows dot dot dot, right? Or um it's probability density. And I would say something like probability density in this case means, dot dot dot. So what I'm looking at is dot dot dot, you know, or you could say in this case, however you want to phrase it. You need to just explain what probability density is, and in this case, what is the probability density showing us? Right. Um, Next part is describing a markdown box, the main differences in the predictions. So this is the same markdown box. What is, so why, again, in this markdown box, why does the classical version look different to the quantum version? Like, what is different? What's going on there? Um, how many electrons are there at all times? So what we're basically doing is answering these questions in these markdown boxes. Um, a lot of it is just describing the actual meaning of the plots and what information they are relaying to us. I don't think there is anything else in here that is not just doing that. This box here asks for an equation. That's for this box here. So these are the imaginary and real parts of the wave functions, all right? We know that wave functions give you probabilities, so somehow you must be able to use these to calculate this thing on the right here. So it's asking for an equation to do that. Um, so if you want to do it in the markdown box, you can use, if you know it, uh, LaTeX commands. So cell type markdown. So here's an equation. And I always forget if you need to wrap it in dollars in the markdown box. So let's give it a go. Um, so I'm inventing equations here. So don't mind me. Um, yeah, wrap it presumably. There we go. You have to wrap the equation in dollar signs here. Okay, so if you know how to do LaTeX, you can write equations. If not, you can just physically write them on a bit of paper and hand them in. Um, to turn this in, I just want you to email me the Jupyter notebook with the modifications you've made. So that's all I need from you. Um, okay. I can't think of anything else to explain at the moment. Email me if you have any other questions. And I'll see you bright and early at 8 a.m. Yes, I keep getting these things off by half an hour. It is definitely 8 a.m. on Thursday, the final. So 8 a.m. Remember that. See you then.